Hey, look, gravitation. Cannabis gotta be from up north or it's from Jamaica. No confirmation, then it's no participation. Never see it in rotation in my conversation. No need for confrontation. This is my observation. Gravitation with the observation. I'm not saying it right, I'm not saying it wrong. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Welcome back to the channel. My boy Adam. Ain't seen the video yet, but the title caught my attention. You feel me? Playing on the homie head like that. Shout out Lefty Gunplay. If y'all ain't tapped into Lefty Gunplay in Problems, aka Jason Martin, you feel me? Formerly known as Problem, but Jason Martin, salute. Dope project. Dope project. So far, I think I'm like halfway through the project. I had stopped, I'll be doing this. Gotta go check out Is It a Crime? You feel me? I'm gonna go buy Snoop. I'm tapping, but I love it. We getting this music, you feel me, from everybody out here. We going at it with Joe and them, you feel me, on the East, but I love it when it's like that, bro. This is what it should be about. But let's see what my boy Adam talking about, man. As you can see in the title, man, Lefty Gunplay get marked out and his album sales are pathetic. I hate that we use that term marked out so loosely, bro. Marked out, street shit, bro. This ain't got nothing. Unless that really happened. I don't know. Let me be quiet. Let me see what's going on. But like I always say, man, get your drinks, get your smokes, get your eats. Whatever you about to do, let's go ahead and tap into this.
Lefty Gunplay has been called out by one of the biggest Latino rappers in the game. And in addition to that, we have Lefty's album sales to report on, and it's not looking too good. And on top of that, we have reason to believe that Lefty has been telling lies to the media. All those stories coming right up. So first thing, guys, yes, we are getting into the breaking news story game on YouTube. I'm locked in the office.
Just real quick, disclaimer. You feel me? I'm sorry. If y'all tuning in, if y'all don't know the history behind these two, clearly Adam22 do not mess with Lefty. That's why I'm very interested. So he's already biased before he even, whatever he about to talk about. So like I say, just to throw that out there, but let's go ahead and get into it.
All day, basically reporting on whatever's going on in the rap game, putting together scripts, and it's real fun. This is our first one, but we got a bunch more coming up today, so make sure you stay tuned in and let us know what you think of this kind of content. We already obviously have a very, very active Instagram division that is reporting on the news day to day, and we're thinking about how we can adapt that to YouTube as well. So first things first, that MexicanOT sat down for an interview with Johnny Dang, which, by the way, when I say that everyone has a podcast these days, this is pretty much what I'm talking about. Johnny Dang is not exactly how would you say this? A native English speaker. So he's not someone that I thought would be likely to start a podcast, but he is doing it. And he's got that MexicanOT's first interview of the year, according to them, except that MexicanOT did Bootleg Kev and something called the Fat Fish podcast last month as well. But hey, screw it. Anyway, in this interview, they asked MexicanOT about Lefty Gunplay, and he just said a lot without saying too much. Let's check it out.
Someone that's going to watch this interview, they're going to want me to ask these questions. One thing I'd also seen is they had brought up the Lefty Gunplay thing. They said that y'all had actually talked cool things out. So how did that come about? Did y'all actually...
We've never talked anything out.
What do OT and Lefty have to talk about? Well, about 4 months ago on the No Jumper Show, we reacted to a clip of Lefty where he was upset that MexicanOT seemingly took subliminal shots at him on Instagram. MexicanOT took some shots at rappers who get loaded off drugs and start treating everyone around them poorly, which for sure is a thing that some, if not most, rappers end up doing at some point in their career. But it was unclear why Lefty took this shot so personally, when I'm sure even within Texas, MexicanOT can probably think of a bunch of people who match that description. Anyway, Lefty took to his story and wrote, "You're obviously speaking about me. Why? All of a sudden when our issues bend blew over. Insecurities is a mother effer, boy. I got motion. You're slow motion. Stop hating on me and congratulate me. Jealousy is a female trait," etc.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It ain't even because of that. I really believe MexicanOT been tripping. MexicanOT really been tripping, bro. Real talk. Since we had that debate, who got the better tacos, Texas or California? 100, bro. Ever since then, bro, when majority of the people start saying California, he been tripping. I think I'm BSing, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with drugs and the insecurity and all of that. What Lefty talking about? I'm talking about MexicanOT. That's why he been tripping, simply because of the taco debate. And I'm not trolling. I'm not trying to be funny, bro. Real talk. That's what it's about.
Well, anyway, as far as jealousy goes, MexicanOT's last few videos on YouTube have averaged around 1 million views each, while Lefty's latest music video has clocked in approximately 16,000 views in the last 4 days. The rivalry between OT and Lefty has been simmering in the background for quite some time now, seemingly starting due to an appearance on Back on Fig, where OT spoke about how he does not like surrounding himself with Lefty's crackhead energy. My words, not his. Roll the clip.
Shout out Lefty.
That's my
You
boy.
know what I'm saying? What we gonna see a record with you and him or what, man?
I would just, I don't know, bro, but I don't really like being around that. Like, to me, it's like, because, like, I remember being like that just on drugs. So when I'm around it, it made me feel like, you know, like when I got off drugs and stopped acting like that, it made me like think like, damn, bitch, I don't ever want to do that again. My people, yeah, in Texas, I'm gonna go back home and they gonna congratulate me like, man, hey, way to take care of him. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing some player ass shit. I ain't got to do a song with that mother. I ain't got to do a song with nobody.
So that's the root of the problem. Let's get back to this Johnny Dang interview.
I think LeftyGunPlay is a great representation of California. I think he's doing great, and I think he need to keep doing what he's doing. And if he's ever in Texas, he needs to go to Chamagacha. For real. LeftyGunPlay, baby. Y'all go follow him right now.
You got to be able to read between the lines to decipher this clip, because when OT says that he thinks Lefty is a great representation of California, what he's really saying, I think, is that LA is such a fucked up place that Lefty actually represents it pretty well. I'm not saying that OT is an actual LA hater, but generally speaking, Texans like their state because they've got plenty of room to move around, plenty of freedom to be had. They like to sip scissor and slow their music down. And then in comparison, you have LeftyGunPlay, who is literally out here smoking meth and acting like an absolute tweaker. And it should not be surprising that MexicanOT is kind of turned off by that behavior. Also, OT says that Lefty needs to go to Chamagacha, which is a steakhouse in Houston. I did a little Google, but I couldn't really figure out what he's trying to say by saying that. Seems like a regular restaurant to me, but I'm assuming that there's some sort of sneaky message there. Maybe someone can fill me in the comments. OT then goes on to say that he is not scared.
The funny part about it is, though, right? Like, Adam, you the new RP to K-Slate, bro, but you are the drama king. I will give you that, Adam. I wish you was the drama king in your, you feel me, in your region. What was you, like, BMX biker, like part of that? But I guess the shit ain't really too popular like that. But anyways, bro, gotta be, because you trying to read between the lines so bad. Even if he was, man, let him have that, bro. You feel me? You trying to decode something where he just said what he said, bro. Why I can't just be that? He just said what he said. Why I can't just strictly be that? You feel me? If Lefty feels some way about it, let him reply, bro. But you over here trying to put stuff together, bro. That's how stuff gets started. 100. And then you bring him on a platform. I mean, you know how this goes. I mean, you're not tripping. If it happened, it happened. If it crack off, it crack off. Fuck it.
Scared of Lefty, and things honestly get kind of intense.
I'm not copping plead. I'm far from it. And if you think I am, you can come stick your dick in it, bro. Real life. I'm nasty, I'm dirty, and I get ugly with you. So what I just said, I don't mean that in any way of that you would take it, because I know that you're going to be commenting saying that.
I believe OT when he says that he thinks California has a lot of negativity out here. The Texas rap scene is smaller in comparison and probably has a little bit more of a family vibe as opposed to LA, which has got to be one of the most divisive, conflict-fueled rap scenes in the country. But I really appreciate the way OT is making it clear that he is not worried about Lefty on any kind of street level. The words he chose to use there, saying that he's not Lefty and that if he is, you can come stick your in it. I mean, he's not fully dissing Lefty, but he's definitely talking about him in a way that is geared towards provoking a response from Lefty. I don't think OT really cares if Lefty responds, but I think the coded message here is that OT is not scared to beef with him either, musically or in the streets. And honestly, if Lefty and OT were to both do tracks going at each other, I feel like that might actually really expedite the end of Lefty's career, because OT is a bit of a beast lyrically, and Lefty is honestly a horrible rapper who honestly looks lost on any beat that he gets onto.
I'll be running up bags in effect in a.
Hey, I really want to know, man. Can y'all let me know in the comments, because I haven't really been following. I'm not gonna lie. Last time I checked, bro, they did an interview together. Lefty was up there at No Jumper, and it was a pretty dope interview. You know what I'm saying? Very entertaining, right? Like, what happened, bro? Did he try to come back up there again and Lefty turned him down? Like, because remember, I mean, I gave y'all the disclaimer already before the video already started. I already know that just looking at clips. Excuse me, and even Whack 100, right? Always throwing shots. Always throwing shots. I get it. Sometimes potting is potting, but bro, like this is like nonstop. Just shots, bro. Like Adam, he sound like a scorned female, bro. Like an ex. Like they had something cracking. Like, what's going on, man? Y'all let me know in the comments below, please.
In a lamp car, in a town car, in a mag car, running up a bag like a strap car. I'll be robbing banks in the month. I'm a
And he's really just getting by on his image and the shenanigans attached to his name. If we were forced to judge him against OT musically, I feel like that would be a pretty negative result for Lefty overall. Do I think that Lefty is going to respond to this? Honestly, no. I think Lefty knows that he can't compete with OT musically. And Lefty also knows that if they both drop songs going at each other, that OT is probably going to get like 10 times as many views, and it would just be embarrassing. Lefty beefs with everyone who says anything about him. So unless he claps back at OT over these comments, he's honestly going to look kind of cowardly. Watch this space, though, because if he does clap back at OT, I've personally got my fingers crossed that we might end up hearing a full-fledged diss track from OT going at Lefty, and that, my friends, would be some good-ass content. Anyway.
Commotion, we causing a commotion. I put it in motion.
Lefty's album. I'm not going to lie. I have not listened to it yet, but I'm going to attempt to estimate his album sales for you guys. First off, the album didn't chart.
So wait a minute. Where we at? We seven minutes into the video. So the last 3. Okay, that's fair enough. Got to get the BS out the way. Okay. I wish you would have started with the music first, but I see.
So we've got to do some calculations in order to get to the bottom of this. This is a screenshot of his streams on Spotify from the new album that I took last night. If you add up all of these, you get approximately 2.1 million. Here's the thing, though. The biggest song, Can't Get Right, has nearly 1 million views, but it's been out for almost 4 months. So we have to subtract most of those plays, plus a bunch of the other songs have been out for a little while, too. So I think it's fair to say that around 1 million of the plays weren't from this week. They were from beforehand. So that leaves us with about 1.1 million streams, which we then multiply by 2 to account for Apple Music. And then we divide by 1,500, giving us a grand total of approximately 1,400 to 1,500 album sales. Now, obviously, this is pretty horrible, but his last album, we estimated to have between 500 and 800 album sales. And this is literally about twice that. So yeah, still pretty terrible, especially for someone who claims to be the biggest Hispanic rapper in the game, but also approximately double what he did on his last album. So at least it seems like things are going in the right direction for old Lefty. And I've said this before, and I just want to double down. I think Lefty bots his YouTube views. I can't prove it, but I mean, his most recent video has 16,000 views in 4 days, which is an extremely low number compared to most of his other videos, especially for someone who's been doing a ton of media over the last few weeks to promote his album. I honestly think most of his previous videos have tons of fake plays, and his team just forgot to buy them for this newest release. So it's pretty likely, in my opinion, that they also purchased streams on Spotify, which might explain the increase in sales over his last album. And before you go calling me a hater for this opinion, it's pretty common knowledge that a huge percentage of the industry buys fake plays in order to make themselves seem more successful than they are, and I highly doubt that Lefty would consider himself above doing so.
So if you once again, bro, and you just said that right now, Adam, what's your point then? That's what I don't be getting. Okay, if they're bots or not, what's the point? I don't understand the bot situation, bro. I swear, whether you botting or not, it's about what are the people saying? Is the people saying it's garbage? If the people saying it's garbage, okay, it's garbage. Because that's something I want to know real quick. Like, bro, is it possible that you can do numbers, right? Is it possible? Is it possible that say you're doing numbers, but nobody's talking about it? Like, if you understand what I'm saying, like, I don't know if that make, like, perfect example. And I hate using it like that, but Dot. That's what I mean, right? Dot, we know Dot does numbers, but according to the people, right? Recency bias that's outside, you feel me? That you see every day when you turn on your phone or whatever, you scroll, what you're seeing and you constantly seeing, nobody's talking about it. But of course, when you look at the stat sheet, you like, God damn. Oh, he is doing numbers. So what I'm saying, is it possible that you doing numbers or people are listening, but the project is whack, it's terrible? Just like the opposite. It ain't really doing too much numbers, right? But whoever comes across it, slapping it, you feel me, and giving good praise. You know what I'm saying? Giving good praise, good reviews, like they own it. Now, I know you probably thinking like, well, if that's the case, then how come nobody is running over there to listen to it? That could be true too. Like I say, bro, we in a different time. Everybody, bro, it's so much music getting put out, bro. It's saturated, bro. It's a lot to consume. Look what I just said. I'm like, bro, I didn't even get through the whole album, right? You feel me? With him and Jason Martin, just like Snoop Dogg. You feel me? I didn't get through the whole album. Drake, the Sexy Skin, I still ain't made it through that. And it's not even because of the BS. It's just You feel me? Like after the third or fourth, I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't, and I just forgot to even go back to listen to it. But it could be possible, bro. It could be people thinking like, oh, you gotta die hard. You gotta just be listening, be on point. Man, I'll get to it when I get to it, bro. I'll get to it when I get to it. But I'm gravitating with the observation. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments below how y'all feel about this video. My boy Adam22. Grab.